Hi, thank you for helping me test my app today. This app is called FirstStep and is designed to help young adults in Spain find entry level jobs and demonstrate their abilities to employers. Before we begin, I want to let you know that I am testing the app and not you. There are no right or wrong answers, and any confusion you experience is helpful because it shows me what I might need to improve. While you use the prototype, please think out loud, tell me what you're looking at, what you expect to happen, what you like, or anything that confuses you. Some parts of the prototype might not be fully functional. Please interact with it as naturally as possible. I may stay quiet during the task because I want to see what you would do without assistance. Before we actually start looking at the prototype, I wanted to start with some warm-up questions. So the first one is, how do you currently search for jobs?
I currently search through jobs through Google and LinkedIn.
I currently search for jobs through LinkedIn as well as social media.
I currently search for jobs through LinkedIn and direct employer websites.
So my next question is, what is usually the most difficult part of applying for a job?
I think the most difficult part is probably knowing what the company is actually looking for and what to say in my resume or application.
I think the most difficult part is not knowing when the company is going to get back to you or if they've even viewed your application.
I think the most difficult job is navigating through the different portals to apply for the job.
I think this app is just a new tool to try and go through different jobs and different application processes.
I think this app is something that's used to make the application process more concise and easier to view open jobs for what you're actually looking for.
I would agree that it is a new job search app, but I also think it is a personal app that can hold travel documents like my passport and give you directions.
So my next question for you guys, at the first look, is there anything that you guys don't really understand about the application?
I think something that I don't understand is the roots portion because I didn't fully understand what it was used for until I took a deeper dive into it.
The one thing that I would mention is the job status labels could be clearer. Terms like unlocked, route complete, and under review may confuse users because they don't clearly explain what happens next or what this actually means.
I was confused about what my passport was. What are my routes? Is that job seeking route? Or is it actually navigational?
And just one more question, what would you click first on this app?
The first thing I probably would click would be find jobs because I find it to be the button that pops out the most and it's first to catch your eye.
I think I would click on the ones that are recommended for you just to see which ones they're populating for me personally. And then I think I would follow up and go to find jobs and search something that's a little bit more catered to me.
I would with the profile and complete my profile in hopes that then the recommended jobs would populate based on what my profile settings were.
Okay, so now you can kind of keep clicking through the app and seeing its features. And I wanted to ask you guys, imagine that you just recently finished school and you're looking for your first full-time job in Spain. Starting from the home screen, find a job that you would consider applying to, and why did you select that job?
The job that I would probably apply for directly out of school would be the marketing assistant. I picked that job because all of the information is right out in front of you and the salary is easily listed, so I know what I would be expecting to have my starting salary be.
I think I would choose the sustainability intern because honestly that's something that I am very interested in. And the salary seems to be pretty good, and sustainability is something that matters a lot to me.
I would choose the marketing assistant as well because it would, of the salary that's listed, and it would be something I would be interested in. But I do wish that benefits were also clearly listed on this, besides the salary.
And was the location and the salary and the information about the job easy to find?
I found that it was easy to find for the companies that had it listed. There was one that did not have it listed.
Yeah, I would agree. Obviously, I'd probably choose one that's closer to me in Spain. But yeah, the customer service representative, I would be interested in that, but it just doesn't have a salary listed, so I probably wouldn't choose that one.
And I would have to agree that it was very easy to see.
So after looking through the app a little bit, I wanted to give you guys kind of a scenario. So you previously completed a route for another position. Can you find the area where you can track your jobs and determine whether the employer has responded, like the difference between applied, under review, and unlocked clear?
I think that it's mostly clear. The only tab that kind of confused me is unlocked, just because I'm not quite sure what it means, but for the most part, it's clear.
Yeah, I would agree. And like some of these other things, like such as like skill check and like Katie said, under review. Like I'm not really sure what that actually means.
I do think it's nicely and laid out. I understand the under review, meaning management is probably reviewing your application and getting ready to schedule an interview, hopefully. The only thing I would rename it something else besides my routes, maybe like interview tracker, job tracker, something, maybe a tracker instead of the routes.
Okay, thank you guys so much for the feedback. I was wondering also if how you would expect the app to kind of tell you that you were offered an interview or if you were not selected.
I would expect the app to tell me that I was offered an interview just by having one of the tabs underneath the job application say interview. If it were to tell me that I was not selected, I think that it would just be cut and clear saying like not selected and not have any other type of terminology, just so there's no confusion.
Yeah, I would agree. I think like something in green saying like ready for interview or ready for next steps would make it clear that you've progressed in the application process. And then likewise, I would say maybe something stating seek another opportunity, or just something that lets you know that they've officially gone a different way.
And I agree with both those statements, but I would also like to have a push notification that when something is updated, it alerts me to go look at the app to see, what has been updated, whether it was interview was requested or if it was denied. Any kind of notification, any kind of update that's in there, a push notification would be great so that you would be able to action fast on your part.
Thank you guys again so much for doing this. And my last and final questions is, what do you think the easiest part of the app was to use?
In my opinion, I think the easiest part of the app to use was the homepage. Every part of the app was just laid out there so that it was just easy to click through and also see what were recommended jobs, my profile's right there, salaries, and just a lot of information that would be vital to the application process.
Yeah, I would agree. I would also say the homepage, just because, like Katie said, it lays everything out pretty much in front of you. And I think once I kind of got more comfortable with the app, I would begin to think that the routes is pretty user friendly. Obviously, I think the name change, as previously mentioned, would be helpful. But then I think it gives a good idea of where you're at in the application process.
I would have to agree. If the homepage is very nicely laid out and clear, I would like to explore what more of the passport information is.
And what do you guys think that the most difficult part of the app was to use, or something that was not unclear or was hard to understand?
In my opinion, the most difficult part of the app was probably the passport section. I just don't fully understand what it's for, what it's saying, but after more research and looking into it a little bit further, I think it would make more sense. Just from the, like, right off the bat, I didn't fully understand what it was for.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Outwardly, like that's what I was going to say as well, because it's just some terminology that I haven't really been accustomed to when looking at jobs. So for that reason, I'm going to say passport as well.
Yeah. Passport, I said that in my last answer too. Passport employers that you're applying the job for, do they actually see the results of, like, if you do the skills checks, or is it just checking against your resume that you're uploading or adding to match it? Or is it like, what is it?
Thank you guys for participating. Your feedback will help me understand what is working and what needs to be improved. Again, any difficulty you experienced was a problem with the design and not something you guys did wrong. So thank you guys very much.